And so we're now joined by Clovis Police Sergeant Abby Paget. And we have had a few officers and a few other members of the department on the show before, talking about what it's like to work there, what it's like to wear the badge, what it's like to support the force. So you have been a member of the Clovis PD for just a few years.
Just a few.
How long?
21.
Wow. So,
Yes.
So more than 20 years, always as an officer.
Yes.
And so what has that experience like? What kept you there for so long?
This is just an amazing department to work for. It kind of fell into my lap. I started with the Community Service Work Program,
Oh, okay.
which is our juvenile diversion program. And then from there, I got a trainee position where they sent me to the academy. And then next thing I knew, I was a police officer, and I haven't looked back yet.
Okay, so kind of by accident, but did you always want to be a police officer?
I wanted to be Clarice Starling.
Oh.
So I knew law enforcement.
Like kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I knew law enforcement of some sort. I didn't quite think a patrol officer.
Yeah.
But once I got started and it landed in my lap, like I said, I've never looked back. This is a great job.
Well, you know, I always wanted to be Kathy Lee Gifford, so we're sort of like on the same roads that we thought we were going to be on. What made you think Clovis PD? Why did you want to join Clovis PD?
You know, like I said, this just kind of fell in my lap. I moved back to town after going to college and met somebody who was a reserve for Clovis. And he talked about how great the department was. So that's how I got started with it. And then being in this job and working with all the different agencies and different assignments, this is the greatest place to stay. It's awesome.
That is what I hear from people who work there. And so I have to ask you, I am a Clovis girl myself. I grew up in Clovis. So what does the Clovis way of life, what does it mean to you to protect that?
You know, everybody says that. And I went to school in Fresno.
Okay.
And I couldn't wrap my head around what's so different about Clovis. Why does everybody think different? But there really is a different mentality. And I think it goes to the citizens, it goes to the officers, it goes to the educators, it goes to the business owners. Everybody here believes in like this community aspect.
Yeah.
And there's this quote from Maya Angelou that I love that says, you know, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And so that's something that I think the police department especially does for its citizens. We try very hard to make sure no matter who we come in contact with, we make them feel a little bit better.
I like that philosophy about, because it can be tough to be in this position of authority and also make your citizens feel like you are also one of them. You shop at the same grocery stores and your kids go to the same schools, so you're also in the community. But you work as, you do crisis negotiation. What's that like?
Well, so most of the time we deploy with our SWAT team.
Okay.
So we are, it used to be called hostage negotiations, but we found that most of the people we deal with are involved in some level of crisis. They're experiencing that. So my job is to talk to them, which I found out is not just talking, it's a lot of listening.
Yeah.
Most people just want to be heard.
Yeah.
Whatever crisis they're going through that led them to that point with law enforcement contact that day, it's my job to hear them out and try and promote a peaceful resolution.
How do you find these different sorts of opportunities as an officer? Were you always interested in crisis negotiation, or was that also just accidental?
I think I was always interested in that, but it took a while for me I needed to mature a little bit and I think see kind of the different aspects of it. And then definitely the older I got, and something that's really helped is becoming a mom.
Yeah.
You know, you negotiate every day with your
talking
kid.
people down. You're talking people down every day. Well, I like that you bring that perspective. You know, a lot of times it's hard for people to separate the badge from the person, but you're a mom too, and so those skills are probably really useful when you're doing crisis negotiation. I love all the perspectives that you guys bring us. Thank you so much for coming here today and sharing your perspective. More than 20 years on the force. So Clovis PD, you guys will be back next month, so thank you so much.
Great, thank you.
Coming up here on Central Valley today, art is alive and well in agriculture, how the Fresno Arts Council is exploring arts in agriculture with its latest exhibit. Details next.